Hi, I'm Santi from Riding and Harness Stuff. Firstly, I'd like to personally thank you for choosing Harness Stuff to purchase your new SL harness. I just thought I'd send you this little video to show you how to put it all together, just in case you weren't sure. So your harness will be arriving in its harness bag like so. So the first thing to do is to take all the parts out, and let's have a look and see what we have. You'll notice the harness bag has a 3/4 zip, which is really super helpful, gives you good access to the harness. In here you will have the bridle, traces, reins, tugs, girth, belly band, breeching straps, crupper, trace carry straps. Then we'll just undo the large Velcro strap to release the breastplate and breeching. Then the last two Velcro loops that pass through the terrets on the saddle to release the saddle. So the bag, which is great for storage, has a ventilated panel in the base, and it has a clear pocket in the front which you can use to put your horse's name or any other information that might be useful. So we'll pop the bag aside for now. So if we start with the saddle, the SL comes as standard with the Flexi tree saddle. You can get a deluxe version and also a sliding backband, so you can choose those options. So the first thing we will do is put the tugs on. So the SL comes standard with closed loop tugs. You can also buy quick release tugs, so that's another option for you. So they simply buckle on. You'll see on the saddle you've got your two rein terrets, you've got a D front and back, you've got the back band straps and the girth straps. So the tugs buckle on to the back band, and we'll just guess where we're going to put that for now. Obviously this will be adjusted to get the right height for your shafts when you're fitting the harness to the pony. So we'll just pop those on there, and the other one on the other side, like so. Okay, so that's your tugs, and obviously the shafts pass through these tugs here. So the next thing we'll put on is the girth. So you see the girth, lovely waffle girth, very padded and comfortable. And then we'll just do that up on one side, obviously leave it loose on the other side so we can put it on the pony. So that just goes on the girth strap on the saddle, so the girth strap being the lower strap here. Okay. Next we'll take the belly band, which is just a straightforward strap, tags join it together, straightforward strap with buckle each end. Incidentally, if you leave the swing tags on, that's ideal until you fitted it to the pony, because if you need to swap any parts, we can easily do that for you, and we need the tags to stay on to do that. So it's best to keep those on, or at least keep them, you know, even if you have to cut them off, just keep them aside, and then we can reattach them if you send them back with a part. So the belly band goes on to the tail from the tug. So if you remember, we put the tugs on the back band, and then there's a long tail comes off, and the same side as you've done the girth, we just buckle on the belly band like so. And then you'll see on the girth there is a larger keeper in the middle. You can see that, and what you want to do is to pass that belly band through that keeper, and it just helps to keep it in place. So we'll just pop that through there like so. So the belly band is passing through the keeper on the girth. Okay, so that's the saddle more or less built. The next part that we would put on would be the crupper. So you'll see the crupper has a nice waffle dock, and it has a buckle on one side, so that's easier for putting on. You're not just pulling the tail through, which is a bit of a nuisance. So it's much easier if you can just unbuckle it and do it up under the tail. So all you do with this is pull the strap out and out of the keeper. Be careful not to lose the keeper. It's very easy to lose the keeper. We do sell replacements, so don't panic if you do, but obviously it's easier if you can not lose it. So the crupper goes on the D at the back. So if you've put the girth and the belly band on the off side, this makes the back here, and we just pop that through the D, then back through the keeper, oops, and then just loosely buckle up. Just guess at the moment as to where that might want to be. Obviously you can adjust it when it goes on to the pony. So we'll pop that there. So that's your crupper now attached. The other thing that you can do here is, because a lot of people will just leave that all in one piece and store it that way and so on. But you can actually put a parrot clip here instead. The parrot clip is just a little metal clip, and all that you do is, instead of threading the crupper through the D, you thread the crupper through the parrot clip, and then the parrot clip clips onto the D. So that makes it really easy just to detach that whole back end. So if you do have any issues, an incident or an accident, then you can just undo that parrot clip, and effectively the entire back end of the harness is no longer attached to the pony. Which is great. It's attached to the vehicle still, but it doesn't matter because it's no longer attached to the pony. Very, very good safety feature. I would highly recommend you use these. They're also really convenient. So if you do want one, the SL harness uses the 19mm. That's part number 984517. So on the website www.harnessstuff.co.uk, in the search box just type in 984517 and that will bring up these parrot clips. They aren't terribly expensive, but they are worth their weight in gold, so highly recommend those. So now we can attach the breeching to the crupper. So the breeching comes ready built, which is great. So all that you need to do is undo the hip strap on one side, like so. Then on the crupper you'll see that there are gaps in the crupper towards the dock end that you can thread the hip strap through, and you have two choices there for positioning. So that obviously depends on where you want it to sit on the pony, so you can adjust that later. So you just pass the strap through there and then do it up again, like so. And the label on the hip strap there, the little fabric label, is conveniently right in the centre, so that's where you would put the hip strap to on the crupper. And that's breeching and saddle connected. The breastplate, again, already comes put together, so that's super, super easy. We can now put the traces on. It's up to you if you want to leave the traces attached permanently to the breastplate. That's what I do because I'm kind of lazy. And then I just roll them, but you can easily unbuckle them. So the traces, great big long straps with slots at one end for the buckle and a ring at the other end, as well as a slot. So the slots can be used on pigtails on your spingle tree. But if you're using shackles, then you would use the D to attach those to your carriage. So just take those, and you'll see on the breastplate there is a hole underneath the buckle here, and that's for you to pass the trace from the back through to the front and then through the buckle. And again, we'll just guess where we want that to be, like so. That's attached now there, and then I just roll them around my hand. It's much easier when it's on a pony, I have to say, and then just put it through the centre and pull it tight, and that's typical as not works. Like I say, it's much easier to do when it's on a pony. So we'll just try that again. Round your hand, like so. and then pass the end through the middle and pull it tight, like so. So that just keeps your traces nice and tidy out of the way. We'll pop the other one out of the way for the moment because I think you get the idea with that. Now you'll notice when you go to put the breastplate on, the traces tend to tip the front of the breastplate up, which can actually make the gap here much less inviting to put it on the pony. So what I would recommend is if you just turn it over, then the wither strap will drop down and that leaves a nice big inviting gap to put over the horse's head. So then you just put it over the horse's head, turn it with the lie of the mane to the right way up, and then it sits like so. Okay. So next we have the breeching straps to go onto the breeching, obviously. So you'll see that there is a keeper on the inside and a keeper on the outside. So what you will do is pass this through the D on the breeching seat, like so, and then through the keeper on the inside, and then pull that together, like so, and that's now attached to the breeching D, and then this part goes through. Now remember to go round the shaft, through the D, round, up and over the shaft before you do it up again. So the reason you do that, some people do just put it through the D, the little metal oblong piece that comes under the shaft, and just do it up from there. But if you think about it, you're using a lot of force on two little welded joints that hold the D to the shaft. I don't know about you, but I don't find that terribly comforting. Whereas if it goes around the shaft, then the shaft is taking the bulk of the pressure and the D is simply keeping it in the right position. I hope that makes sense, but it's much safer to go right the way around the shaft. This is another place you can actually put parrot clips, and what you would do with the parrot clip is where the breeching strap attaches to the D, that's where you insert the parrot clip. So instead of doing the strap up through the D, you do the strap up onto the parrot clip, and the parrot clip clips onto the D on the breeching. And then you just leave the breeching straps on the carriage all the time. Then when you come to put two, you simply pick the strap up, clip it onto the D on the breeching. It's so much quicker and much easier, and again it's much safer because you just have one clip and that breeching strap is no longer connected to the pony. So it's much better than having to faff about with straps, you know, because when straps are under pressure, they're obviously harder to unbuckle as well. So that's definitely worth doing. And it's the same part number for the breeching straps, 984517. So that's the breeching straps on. Next we have the trace carriers. So you have a pair of these. We'll just put one on. So you just unbuckle like so. And then you simply up and through the D on the breeching, just below where the breeching strap is, like so, and that just buckles on with the tail facing down the way. And then you can adjust this keeper at the bottom to leave the size of gap that you want for your traces. So if I can try and hold that up and show you. So your trace carrier is at the bottom, and that means that your trace from the front of the carriage goes through that trace carrier, and that just helps to support it, you know, if there's any slack in the traces, if you're going downhill or what have you. Okay. Then we also have the reins, pretty self-explanatory. Hopefully I don't have to say too much about these. The SL are a Sure Grip S-grip, so they have rubber threaded through the webbing, which gives really nice grip and nice and flexible and soft, perfect. Then lastly, the bridle. You'll be pleased to hear this is already constructed, so you quite literally take it out of the bag, give it a bit of a shuggle, and there you have your bridle. So the winker stays at the front are mouldable so that you can shape it to suit the pony's face. It's very important that the blinkers aren't touching the eyelashes or too closed in. I hate to see blinkers closed in, so open them up as much as you can, and you can adjust the winker stay here, shorter or longer, to also help to open out those blinkers as much as you would like. Okay, so hopefully that has helped you to build your SL, but if you do have any questions, do not hesitate to get in touch. You can contact me through the email at hello@harnessstuff.co.uk. You can direct message me through Instagram or Facebook, or you can pick up the phone. So I hope you enjoy your driving, and any questions, please do get in touch. Okay.